Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have my friend from high school days.
High school days.
I can't believe it. But yes, I have, you guys might know her imperfectly, Natalya, so definitely check out her channel. Today we will be talking all about Ottawa. So you have an idea of exactly what you're getting yourself into if you would like to go to Ottawa. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to ask you about is the cost of living in Ottawa. So how do you find renting, like the renting cost there and living in general?
To be honest, I think Ottawa is very affordable because currently I live in a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom, decent sized living room and kitchen, and it's like 15 plus. The reason why I might get this kind of messier because we pay for parking as well, and parking kind of changed the price, but the price of the apartment itself is like 1535
for the
or
2-bedroom.
2-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom, yeah. And this is like an upstairs, downstairs apartment. So
also it's like one of those townhouses.
Yeah, kind of like that, but we're all in a building, and then so them call it maisonette. But yeah, in Jamaica, would I definitely call it a townhouse. But yeah, back when we were searching for an apartment and I found this, I was like, for sure, I this rent because it have way for space. Yeah. To be honest, the renting in Ottawa is not too expensive. Well, I've heard that it's very expensive in Toronto. So
yeah, so I guess it's time for me to give people a little idea of the sorrows that we're facing here. Over the past few years, it slowly went up and up. Previously though, I know back when my sister just came to Canada, she could get her apartment for like, I believe it was like $14.50. It's like a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom.
That was what year?
This was 2017 when I just came to Canada.
Wow. That's not even that long ago.
It's not even that long ago. It's just like the other day. And the prices though started to go up towards the end of 2019. And when I say up, a basement apartment, 1-bedroom is roughly $1,500 for a proper basement apartment, not one where you don't have any windows, you don't have anything. And then the apartments themselves, it's like 17, 16 and up. And typically it's 1-bedroom. I looked at one last year, and 1-bedroom, they were saying $1,675. That doesn't include parking.
Wow.
1-bedroom, a living room and kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah. And so fast forward now to like 2022, when I look at the prices for like a condo or something, it's like $1,950 at its bare minimum. And the condos are tiny. And when I say tiny, I mean like 600 square foot.
Wow. No, no, you see, definitely no, that could work for me. Like it really couldn't. And to be honest, when we were thinking about moving to Canada, that was something we kind of was factoring because we heard that Toronto was very expensive. Yeah. So like we don't say no, well, we don't want to run up in a days and then it could cost too much money because we're funded bond already, right? So it's like
you have to think about
like that. To be honest, the same year we wanted to come to Canada. So on a whiteboard, we had January 2018, Canada, because we're doing it, we're making the move, no more delaying. And he was born in January 2018. So that kind of gives some perspective.
Yeah.
We factor in everything when we're moving because that was like a big deal.
So I guess that's one thing. And, we see the price difference there because a lot of people think when we say Ontario, we mean Toronto. But no, there is Ottawa, there is Sarnia, there is London.
Ontario is so
huge. And the prices.
We are just literally in what? Southern Ontario?
Yeah, just like a little part.
Yeah, like
Yeah, you guys are east, but south?
southeast. Yeah, southeast.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're 4 hours away from Toronto. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, because like up north you have North Bay, and then further up you have like
exactly.
a lot of indigenous what do you call them again? The reserves. And so
Yeah,
yeah,
you
so
have a
like
lot of reserve.
Ontario is pretty big.
It's
Big.
huge. It's huge. So when we are talking about Toronto, we are literally talking about Toronto, guys. And don't be swayed that the whole Ontario, you have to stay away from it. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the case.
Yeah. You have
'Cause
some places in Ontario, if you go, you'd actually afford it. I mean, well, I guess we'll get to that when we talk about diversity. But yeah, I guess that's just the issue with Ontario. Certain parts of the province really does have more diversity than other parts. So I guess that's the thing.
yeah, yeah. And then, okay, I guess moving from rent into, for example, getting the internet, how do you find that cost?
Like the internet, you said? Internet?
Yeah, yeah. Like if you
Um,
have like
it
home internet.
actually it actually wasn't bad because so the company that we rent from, they gave us the option to, well, Rogers, apparently they have a partnership with Rogers. So they were like, okay, if you sign up for Rogers Internet, you'll get a discount for 1 year. And it's already wired in the building, so you wouldn't have to do anything. They would just come and give you a box and blah, 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 blah. So it was pretty easy. But after the 1 year, the price did get a bit high, and we were hoping to change it. But then Rogers was like, "Oh no, we appreciate your
Yeah,
patronage. So
typical.
guess what? We're gonna lower it again so that we can keep you." And I really appreciate that. Currently we pay $90 a month for
Okay.
internet.
Like internet and phone, or
Yeah,
is it a
internet cable. We didn't take the phone option. Internet and cable only. Yeah.
okay, so comparing that to Toronto, if I don't have it right now, but before it was, I want to say $90 as well. So we're pretty
Okay.
comparable there. Currently I don't pay for none of that, so I can't really say right now prices, but it
Okay.
seems like we are pretty comparable where
Yeah.
that is concerned. Um,
hmm
yeah, and then
And you can get it cheaper too sometimes. Like sometimes a lot of these companies have like a free, what you call it, like a little free trial in some sense, and they'll even give it to you for $60 a month. But
okay.
of course, it's for a limited amount of time, like a year. But at least you get it for a year, right? And as I said, if you're trying to leave, they'll tell you like, "Oh no, we want to keep you," and then they'll just find a way
Yeah,
to
yeah.
reduce it.
And then I guess that kind of leads to the question of how do you, in general, in terms of groceries, clothing, how do you find the prices there? Because like everyday living stuff, like even if you're buying food, is it comparable, you think, to when you come to Toronto?
Funny enough, I was actually just talking about this with a friend of mine. Oh, Nash, yeah,
Yeah, I
Nash.
spoke to
Nash in
Nash the other
Toronto.
day. Yes.
Yeah. And like she actually was saying, groceries expensive. Like somebody sent us someone and asked if groceries actually expensive in Canada. And like me I say, in some sense, kind of sort of, because we split grocery shopping between Walmart, Costco, and sometimes Food Basics,
Yeah.
because we don't have a no frills. I realize that no frills is really popular, but we don't have a no frills. It seems like no frills is under the Loblaws brand, so we have Loblaws, but we don't have no frills.
I don't
But
think No Frills is under Loblaws. I think
yeah,
Superstore.
I'm not even sure. Oh, Superstore. Oh,
Superstore. Yeah.
okay.
But
Yeah, we don't have a no frills. So like for example, we will go to Walmart to get like a 3-pack of chicken for $28. And then we'll get like a tray of chicken breasts that come with like about 8 or 9 or so for like $24 or
okay.
so.
So it's
And
pretty
then
comparable.
yeah, it's not bad. So like we'll go to Costco for that, and then we'll go to Walmart for like the bread and that kind of stuff. And they're all not bad. I think a bag of milk is $4. Is
Yeah.
that correct? Okay.
$4.99.
All right. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
So I
And
guess
it
that's,
definitely. Mhm.
yeah, that's pretty comparable to here. So I guess it's kind of just like the living
Yeah.
expenses. My glasses is the worst. So I guess it's the living situation that makes it expensive here.
Yeah,
Um,
like the housing. Yeah.
the housing. And what about, you know, a lot of, I guess I'm leading from there into the job market and the language that they speak. For
Okay.
me, because you know, because Justin Trudeau is always speaking in French and English, I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes I wonder if there's a split between the population and if those jobs are more than probably here in the city where it's mostly English and not really English French. Because I know you speak.
Well, in Toronto, do you have a lot of jobs that ask you about French?
No.
Oh, here, yeah. A lot of jobs here will ask you if you do speak French. And a lot of the jobs are bilingual, mandatory, like it's definitely,
Oh, you
it's a
have to.
requirement.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, Mostly because as they always call Ottawa government city, so a lot of the jobs are government. So a lot
That's
of the government jobs are like, you have to be mandatory bilingual. And you do have some government jobs as well that will also say that we will facilitate you and help you to learn the French, right? But of course, those jobs are just they're close to Canadian citizens and permanent residents. So
oh, really?
yeah, so
So essentially, if you come as an international student, you wouldn't be able to
mhm.
get one of those government jobs.
No. Mm-mm. You'd have to
Okay.
have like, yeah, you'd definitely have to be a PR or a Canadian citizen. So me right now on a work permit can't even get one of them. But you do have some government jobs that you actually can get
Mhm.
while on a work permit. So all hope is not gone. Yeah, the job market here, it's especially since COVID, right? A lot of jobs have opened up. There are a lot of positions available. I would love to stay in Ottawa, or at least I think.
Mhm.
And there are lots of part-time options for persons who want part-time. The
Okay.
other day I saw Wendy's had a flyer in their window saying that they're hiring and that they offer healthcare. Wendy's.
That's good information. That's really good information. And the
When I
reason why
saw
I
that, I
say
was
that,
surprised. Mm-hmm.
yeah, is because a lot of times I personally have seen this video where, you know, this young lady was saying, everybody say when you come to Canada, you will have to work survival jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But she was saying she's not going to work any survival job. And at the end of the day, a lot of persons will do these jobs because one, yes, it's survival, but two, sometimes it's a means to an end. You know, just
Yeah.
like you said, there is health benefits. Let's say you're going to work at a warehouse or something, or somewhere else, like a office job, like working as data entry, which you wouldn't consider particularly as a survival
And
job.
let me tell you, funny enough, I did data entry and my fiance did the warehouse job. He
Yeah.
was going to school and he got a part-time job in a warehouse. And that job actually paid better than a lot of other jobs because, they just the only thing was that they needed him to work from like 4 or sometime in the evenings up
Mhm.
until midnight. And the bus not really run reliable when it comes on to them late hours. So that was
Yeah.
the only drawback. But yeah, those jobs actually, and I did a data entry job where um for example, probably somebody I do the work like I usually do. I call the house a while ago. The survey jobs. Like I used
Right.
to do the survey jobs from like, so I would work 7:30 to 3:30
Mhm.
and then I work from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the
Okay.
survey job. And I
So
mean it
they
was
split the
annoying, but it
job.
paid. No, I split it. I did something 7:30 to 3. I was working two jobs at one point when I
Okay.
just
Okay.
came. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Because at that point, my Orlando was in school,
Mhm.
so he couldn't work, of course,
Yeah, full time for sure.
whatever hours. So yeah, so I was doing that, and then yeah, the survey job just basically it was a means to an end. But it's
Right.
a job,
Exactly.
especially for students too, right? Because sometimes you just want a job that's constant.
Exactly. And then the flexibility too with
Yeah.
some of those jobs like Wendy's. I guess my thing is that I always tell people mentality is everything. And
Yeah.
not because you start there, you won't finish there.
Yep.
Because I personally worked at a warehouse before when I just
Mm.
came to Canada because it was a means to an end.
Yeah.
And I started to do that, and then I got the job at Centennial. And then
Oh,
everything just slowly progressed from there. And as we're talking about that, I guess I would, want to encourage people that when you come, don't look down on any job. It's something that I find that maybe it's too common in our society where we look down on jobs, but no job is too insignificant. And the reason why
yep.
I say that is because the other day I was just sitting down and thinking about it, and every single job that I had prepared me for the one that I have right now.
Yep. That's
So
so true.
yeah, so that was like my little side note off topic, but it's very important to let people know about that. What is the pay like? Typically here in Toronto, the if it's a warehouse job, it ranges, and because you have like Uline, UPS, and those places, it's not
Mm-hmm.
minimum wage anymore. It's about
Oh,
$19, $20.
some jobs will definitely pay $18 in Ottawa, but and then since moving to my job now that I'm in, that's more, what can I say? It's more permanent than contract. The
Right.
contract will really tell you how much per hour. So like most of them, even when I look on like Indeed and so it's probably like 19, $20, you know. And then if you see a job that's contract and it's like $28 or $30, check the hours. Cause most time
30 hours.
yeah, it way less than full time. So that's why I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
um 28 and 30. Yeah.
And do you
Yeah,
find that
but
they pay
hmm,
typically hourly versus salaried?
for the contracts, but more for the permanent job, um, yeah, they'll definitely just pay on a bi-weekly basis.
Mm-hmm.
But you're more, yeah, you have more of a salary than just a regular, you know, um, what you say, like a contract pay. No, that's still a salary, but like you have more of a permanent thing going on when you're in a different
Yeah.
position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here it ranges, and I think most of the jobs here really they are really hourly here in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And more recently, I find that a lot of people are moving to salaried, and the reason for that is I think one of the things is they want to cap your pay and they don't want to pay you overtime. So
Mm.
that's something to consider as well, guys. When you're looking for jobs, sometimes they do cap you at salary, no overtime pay. So that's something to consider. And then,
Yeah.
okay, so as you all realize, Ati has a son. So let's talk about childcare. That I guess that's a part of living
Childcare.
here. And
Yeah. Childcare is just, I think childcare is just too expensive all over Canada. Well, not even all over Canada because I think it's cheaper in Quebec. But well, they're coming in with a new daycare thing now, the $10 a day thing.
yeah,
Ontario is looking to approve that soon, but it has not come in as yet. So probably my son not gonna benefit off of that, or should I say us?
I don't know.
Because currently, daycare is $895 a month.
Okay, 895 per month, and it
$895 per month.
wow. And is he staying there all day
Yeah,
until
he's there
extra
all day
time?
long.
Okay.
Well, yeah, so like he's there the entire time we're working. So I start 8:30 in the morning and I finish at 4:30. So once I'm at work, he's there.
Okay.
You do have half day programs. Half day can come up to like 400 or less.
Mhm.
You have alternate days, so you can go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Those are also cheaper, like half days. And then the younger the child, the more expensive it is. So,
Yes.
for example, when I just came and I was looking to reserve a spot, like you have to reserve a spot with these daycares in advance. So, for example, you have to join a wait list. at each daycare. Well, yeah, so for the city of Ottawa, you have to sign in via a portal, the daycares that you're interested in, you choose them and you join the waitlist for each daycare in that portal. They will receive your information once they have a spot opening up. They will send you a message to let you know that, hey, we have availability in X month, and you can, send your child there that time. After you join the wait list, sometimes people don't get through for even more than a year. So a lot of people say you have to sign up your child as soon as your child is born. Okay. I'm not sure if it's the same thing in Toronto, but it might be, because Toronto is a bigger city with a lot more people. But yeah, whatchamacallit, daycare is pretty expensive. Like if the child is under 2, it's probably like over $1,000. So that is why a lot of times when you see ladies here stay home with their babies for even 2 years, because it's like, let me just get you up to that level.
Yeah.
And then we'll put you in.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess that's kind of why the government allows you to do the 18 months. That's an option for you to stay for 18 months as well. That's kind of eye-opening. I know, how you mentioned the $10 per day. I think Janine, that I interviewed previously with Alberta, they actually brought that in, but they didn't do the $10 per day. How they do it is based on the income. So hopefully that will be something. Yeah, it's based on the income. So the less you make, the less you will pay. And the more you make, it goes back to, right. It goes to basically essentially whatever it is. It's how it balances off. And I guess we're both in Ontario. So typically the maternity leave is similar to Alberta. There's no difference between what we discussed in the previous video as it relates to that part of it. I think we've covered a lot, Ati, as it relates to, we went through cost of living. We also spoke about the job market there. And of course, groceries comes into play as it relates to cost of living. So we'll be talking about everything else, diversity. We'll also be talking about the transport system, the weather there in Ottawa on Ati's channel. So just follow us over there and subscribe to our channel from now, so that once you post the video, you'll get the information. And as usual, thank you guys so very much for tuning in and checking us out.
Yes, see you guys in part 2.